out. She gotta punch the pack behind that. So it ain't like she ain't no lightweight. So Amanda be prepared. But I got Amanda winning.
All right. On to our next topic. Brothers, it's been this been a long week, and sometimes you want to go to a restaurant, and sometimes you look to your left, and then you see a bunch of our lovely sisters just acting a damn fool in the fucking restaurant, just popping their ass out of nowhere. Look, all right. For those who don't know, has been under a rock. There was a restaurant in Dallas called True, and these black women was acting ratchet. We just gonna put it out there. They were acting kind of ratchet, and like a video went viral of the owner coming down there and basically cursing cursing those three tables out that was acting ratchet. It was like he turned down the music. And he basically said, I'll open this thing for the culture just so y'all can have a place, a black-owned business. And then he said, y'all don't like it, y'all can get the fuck out. And I'm paraphrasing. Y'all don't like it, y'all can get the fuck out. I don't need your money. Well, this caused an outrage on some people. Some people thought he handled it inappropriately. And there are people that thought did the right thing. So, fellas, where do you stand on the lines of how that owner handled that situation? Who wants to go first?
I got it. So
let's go, Father. Let's go, Father.
All right. So I do not have an issue with his point or his message. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that he created an establishment where people can come in, a nice fine dining establishment, and have good food to eat and have a nice atmosphere to eat in, right? And that's commendable. That's a brother that has his own business, and not only is it just a restaurant, but it's also a club. He has another building that's also a club. So I commend this brother for opening a business like that, because it's not easy, especially right now in these COVID times where a lot of businesses are closing and shit like that. Salute to that brother for having an establishment that's doing well and that's successful. You know what I'm saying? But my only real thing is that if it was me, if I was the owner of True and then I saw that, like, you know what I'm saying? Two issues arise. Number one, the type of music that was playing did not reflect the atmosphere that he was going for. And number two, he actually went to those tables that were doing it and told them, hey, we don't want that type of thing here. You know what I'm saying? And he actually went over there and told them that. So if he did that multiple times, because he did do it multiple times, and it got to the point where he needed to address the entire dining room, but the entire dining room didn't do it, then there's a conflict of interest. So basically, what I said was, I don't have an issue with, his point, but I just have an issue with him addressing the whole dining room because the whole dining room wasn't at fault. Now, he did address the tables that were doing it, but I came to the conclusion that if he actually wanted to fix the issue, go to the DJ and just change the music. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe the women were dancing to like the song "Throw That Ass in a Circle." And, that's not really a song for a fine dining establishment. So I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I understand that they're not supposed to be doing that in the first place. But at the same time, like, these women are drinking liquor and the music is playing, and they having a good ass time with the environment with their friends and shit. They going to get, they going to not, I don't want to use the word ratchet, but, they going to act up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that them acting up was like the real issue. I just think that it was the fact that he warned them that, this is not the place for that. And some of them felt the need to do it anyway. I felt like that was the issue. And I felt like that was what he was actually addressing. But I would have just changed the music first and foremost so people didn't get the wrong idea that, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this. And then, whoever is perpetuating, or not perpetuating, but whoever is, ignoring the warnings again, they get handled. But I do commend the brother for, putting his foot down and, actually saying, hey, yo, this is not the place for that and shit. And, a lot of people say his wording was harsh or whatever, but you have to understand, he warned these people not to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually went to the tables and said, don't do this. So I can understand his frustration when it keeps happening. Right? So, I'm glad that, I'm actually glad that after the situation, it came out that his business was like his business profits actually tripled, and more people were visiting the restaurant to support that brother. And that's what I like to see, because there was a whole bunch of bootlicks on Twitter that was sitting there trying to talk about we need to boycott this restaurant. I don't like the way he's talking to. I don't like the way he's talking to these black women. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, you are totally missing the entire point in the first place. The point was not for you to see a black man yelling at black women. The point was for you to understand that there are certain situations where you do not act a certain way. And he addressed it multiple times. And then when they didn't listen, he said what he said. Now, these are the same people that the people that got mad at that restaurant guy, at the restaurant owner for, checking the dining room are the same people that would go over to a fucking establishment that is known for being anti-black. And I have seen this plenty of times. We all know the story of the Korean nail salons and shit like that, or the Asian nail salons that be beating up black women, and then all of a sudden you see black women still lining up to the establishment where a sister got beat up at. There was that one in Chicago where that brother Tyrone Muhammad threw a brick at the fucking store because they harmed black women on multiple occasions. The first time he gave them a warning. The second time he went over there with a brick and busted that shit up because he knew that this is a conflict of interest if you're in a community that is serving black people. You don't put your hands on no motherfucking black woman, especially if you're non-black yourself and you patronize your business in these black cities and shit, cities like Chicago, cities like Atlanta, cities like Houston, and you servicing black people and you putting your hands on them. No, we're gonna get you the fuck correct. And that's what that brother did. Come to find out, there's still black women lining up at that same fucking place where sisters are getting beat up. So when it came to that shit, when it came to that social media outrage shit, I was just like, y'all motherfuckers aren't serious. Y'all motherfuckers are not about that life. Y'all some bootlicking ass Negroes. And you know what? I'm glad this brother's business is doing well because he set a precedent. You know what I'm saying? You may not agree with it. I didn't necessarily agree with the way he handled it. Again, I would have just went to the DJ. But I will not condemn that brother for doing what he did. And I'm so tired of black people thinking they get a pass for doing shit that they're not supposed to be doing in the first place. No, the motherfucker said that this is a fine dining establishment. Maybe he didn't communicate that in the right way. But now you motherfuckers know this is not the establishment for that. So you better act accordingly when you go patronize that man's business. We're not going to do this little game where whenever a black-owned business is laying down the law or setting a precedent or, is enforcing its rules, we are going to get all uppity and be like, oh, what is this guy doing? We're like, no, we're not doing that shit because y'all don't do that shit when y'all sitting there buying Gucci and all these little anti-black establishments that be doing racist shit all the time and y'all motherfuckers still buy the shit. But when a black-owned business is sitting there laying down the law on the establishment, then y'all want to cry. Fuck out my face.
Cue the Reach God. It's on you.
Oh man. Okay. So damn, it's always hard to talk after Fodder.
I know he makes it hard.
Yeah,
he really does.
Yeah,
but that's why I love him. That's why I love him.
It's just he makes it just very difficult thing. But I completely agree with a lot that was being said towards the establishment and the image that he is trying to create as far as a black-owned business with some type of class and integrity, I guess. I just think that he was a little aggressive, but like Father said, after a couple times of him warning you and asking you, I guess he just, it comes to time. It's the time to really address the problems that we have within our community, within our culture. These are some things. It's called respect. This is a black-owned business. This is a man who's trying to build a franchise. He's from the ground up, and he's opening it to his own community. And for you to not really show that man respect in this establishment, it's kind of, it's just as bad as him coming to you and talking to you the way he did after he asked you numerous of times to, kind of change the tone. I mean, it's a time and place for everything. And I kind of feel for them because I know, clubs haven't been open and there aren't really, opportunities to really, have fun like they want to. But at the same time, like we've all been taught that there's a time and place for everything. So I just feel like that was a bad time to do that, and it just resulted in someone who's very passionate in what they are, giving to within what they're introducing within their culture. He's passionate about it when he feel like it's being disrespected and it's not being appreciated. And I'm on his side about the situation. I just feel like he could have just did it a little different. But at the same time, I understand why he did the way he did. So yeah, but it's kind of fucked up because you see this a lot where a black-owned business is not really respected as much as any other business, any other type of establishment, and that's just as far as us spending our money. We'll buy from Chinese restaurant, but it'll be a black-owned restaurant right next door to it. We won't go to it. This is where it starts, and this is what it just shows how much we need to show growth within our own, community as far as, helping our own community, our own, establishments become major establishments so that we can, have something to be proud of. So, yeah.
A few things, especially a couple key things. One, I actually agree with 100% for what he did. I know, even though Father is right, he could have changed the music. Like, he could have been changing the music because, throw your ass. That's the first thing I did here was like what was playing in the background, and it was throw your ass in a circle. So, could he have changed the music? No. I mean, yes, he could have, but at the same time, I do feel like you gotta, even in places like that, if he done told you like twice, like after a third time, I expect him to use a different tone because you didn't listen the first time. Like one thing I do understand, twerking is a part of our culture, and nobody has a problem with that, including him, because he was on TMZ, and they asked him, "Do you have a problem with twerking?" He said no, but there was a time and place for everything. And another thing about anybody knowing you running a business, there was a girl that was like on his furniture twerking on the glass. Let's say that glass broke and she would have got injured. She could have sued that restaurant, and that would have put him in more financial woes. Now, most people know that from a business point of like that's bad. So, and it's kind of fucked up too, especially if you kind of harmed yourself and like you could still sue the owner because of what your fuck up is. So I know he was looking at from a financial reason, more or less not a culture reason. And another thing is that restaurant has only been open for 4 months. So, like not just in black owned businesses, but in restaurants in general, a lot of restaurants